Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Mess. So, Tarkin, here's a top 3 list of things that make me a very, very happy person. Number 1 is a fresh cold Miller High Life. Number 2 is a fresh hot Detroit-style pizza from Jet's Pizza. And 3 is light gun improvements in emulation. And that is because we're talking about today a fork of Xemu or Xemu, however you want to pronounce it, from CodeFlow, making some games that never ran before or ran at slideshows 100% perfectly playable with light gun support for stuff like Sinden arcade light guns as well as Gun for IR. And if you know me and you know the channel, you know I love me a good arcade light gun game, especially if it's made by Konami or Sega, and those are the two games I'm going to be featuring today. And when I say the emulation improvements here are night and day, I 100% mean it. For the games that this will run, it is just so much better of an experience. Playing House of Dead 3 here in higher internal running resolution with the ability to use light guns and remap every single button is going to give you the closest possible approximation of playing the original Chihiro arcade board. And honestly, an Xemu here is every bit as good because the games are very similar. And when we get over to the Silent Scope collection, that is just better than even using real hardware, but I'll explain that in the Silent Scope section of the video. Before we get too far involved though, do me a huge favor down below, hit like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, I got a Patreon link down below as well. But I got the news that this fork was out on my next to last day of air quotes vacation. I was actually back east helping out my father-in-law who's been having some health issues recently. And this was definitely one of the videos I knew I was going to be making when I first got home. And big thanks to Space Rock 12 for helping with the capture on this one because I wasn't really available to capture light gun stuff because I didn't bring that equipment with me. I left a link to their YouTube page down below, so go hit them with some subs. Definitely blow up their numbers because I always believe a rising tide floats all boats and I want to see everyone succeed on this platform. I did test this before I went through the voiceover on my LG C465-inch OLED on Silent Scope Complete with my Gun for IR, and honestly, it was 10 out of 10 outstanding. But let's move over to Silent Scope Complete to explain why this is such a fundamentally big deal. There was a light gun released for the Xbox, you could play this game, and I do own it and it is in the closet, but I will tell you right now, they made some engineering mistakes on the actual peripheral because your screen needs to be so incredibly bright for any shots to register. The graphics are basically completely washed out. When I play this game on my 20-inch PVM, it's basically like looking at something that is highly overexposed and it is not a fun time. Where here on something like a Sinden light gun with a direct capture, it is 10 out of 10 impressive and honestly the best and easiest way to play the game because I do own an original Silent Scope PCB and it is just absolutely a pain to set up. This thing takes like an hour to build up and get ready to play for a game that lasts all of 30 minutes. Now having improved Xbox emulation performance for these titles with the light gun being included is just going to mean you're 60 seconds away from playing one of the best light gun games and one of the most innovative light gun games of all time without owning a massive arcade PCB. And when I mean if that thing fell off the shelf and hit me on the head, it would kill me. I 100% absolutely believe that because it is a big steel coffin of arcade silicon in all the best ways possible and all the most annoying ways possible. And I know I talk a ton about decomps, recomps, and PC ports in 2026, but emulation, especially on the arcade side of things, is blowing up as well. And while Sony takes physical discs away from us and keeps shutting down different online stores, retro gaming is making a massive comeback with modern fans, and you're going to see a lot more people getting into retro because modern just kind of feels a little bit greasy right now. And I understand that because I get the statistics on who watches this channel. 2 years ago, my 18 to 25 demographic was 0.7%. It is now at 4%. Even if that isn't the biggest percentage ever, that is over a 5x increase in that age grouping, watching retro videos and playing these emulators and enjoying them. That means probably in 2 to 3 years time, you're going to see even more people checking this stuff out and realizing retro games are where it's at and modern got a little bit stale. And with something like Silent Scope being just again a Hall of Fame first ballot level good arcade game, you can't win any harder than this when it comes to arcade emulation because trust me, the light gun for the Xbox for Silent Scope is just straight up dumpster fire level garbage. But for a soundtrack sample, I'll be right back with a lot more Xemu emulation fun.
Terrorists have kidnapped the president's daughter and are hiding in the stadium. We can't identify them from here. Go and search for them. Over. Hurry up.
Calm down, everyone. The criminals are hiding somewhere.
Don't shoot innocent people. Oh no. Watch out! The enemy is going to shoot! Don't shoot innocent people! Don't shoot innocent people! Oh no!
I mean, the one thing about Silent Scope is it is never an easy game, even on arcade cabinets, and the best part is Silent Scope is making a comeback this year as well, because TechnoParrot just released and got running Silent Scope Bone Eater, which I did a video on, so now every single Silent Scope game is playable in some way, shape, or form, and that is absolutely outstanding, and we're even getting some slight improvements to actual Viper emulation in MAME as well, but that will be a different video. But when I say again that emulation in 2026 is just blowing up, and there's so many of these best retro games to emulate, I can't understand how we're getting so much so soon, so quickly, and having so much fun with it. It really does feel like these things are old and new again all at the same time, and that just means we all win. And playing House of the Dead 3 with a light gun in your hand is just the best way to do it. And I get that the House of the Dead 2 and 3 got that Wii release, but Wii motion support, even with mouse, definitely has a little bit more latency and lag in it just based upon how that hardware worked than a proper light gun. And when I was in high school, I got an original Xbox with a copy of the House of the Dead 3 because I've always loved this franchise and I played the ever-loving hell out of it. And while I can still play that on my PVM in Xemu here with the improvements in the performance as well as the actual resolution, it is just a prettier game to play. And my biggest CRT television is that 20-inch PVM, and this game just looks that much better on my 65-inch OLED. Oh, the colors are just more saturated, all of the blacks are inky and nice looking, and because you can have those modern light guns that basically work as a mouse cursor, the world is kind of your oyster on that one. But you leave me a comment down below and you tell me, do you have a modern light gun, and if so, which one do you have? I feel like Sendon is the most popular choice out there. For me personally, it's Gun for IR for the increased responsiveness. And there's a couple different actual light guns for modern usage that I haven't tested yet on the channel just because I don't have an unlimited budget to buy everything. But what I basically have an unlimited budget for is PC specs to be able to run this game as fast as possible, and I will say on my i9-12900K and 3080 Ti, I've never gotten this good a performance out of the mainline branch of Xemu. And that's not a knock against the emulator. I think it does an outstanding job. It just isn't as far along as stuff like RPCS3 or PCSX2 or Dolphin for GameCube and Wii emulation. And I'm sure in time it'll definitely catch up, but I would say it's maybe leading a little bit behind compared to all the other emulators out there. And again, I love the emulator. I'm impressed with what it does. Maybe they just need more time and more developers working on it. So if you can help them out, maybe go over to their page and check and see if you could do something for Xbox emulation. But on this new fork, it's better than it ever has been before, and with the light gun in your hand, these games feel even better than they feel if you have the original arcade board in the closet, which I do. But one more soundtrack example so you can hear the audio quality, and I'll be right back to tell you how to play this.
Lisa, keep running! See ya. Now there's the guy who's track. Reminds me of Logan. You alright, Lisa?
Yeah, just a little shaken up.
There's never been better bad voice acting than a House of the Dead game, and House of the Dead 3 is no different. So if you want to play this, I did leave a link in the description below to the GitHub page where this has been forked, and go ahead and pay attention to the directions there, because honestly, getting it set up is the exact same thing as getting Xemu set up, except it is a fork made for these games. And if you've never played House of the Dead 3 or Silent Scope before, I can't stress enough, we're talking about some of the best arcade games ever made, and games that definitely are harder to find these days. House of the Dead, the original, is still out there a lot, but I never see House of the Dead 3 anymore. And as far as Silent Scope arcade cabinets are concerned, I haven't seen one in like 5 or 6 years, probably pre-pandemic, and it definitely bums me out because I absolutely love them. So if you know where there is a Silent Scope arcade cabinet out there for any release, I would be curious and leave me a comment down below. But if you want better Xbox emulation, it is here today, and I love that the Chicago Deers, not Bears, are up there. It's one of those things, if you want to mod in some bear regalia to this game, let me know and I'll definitely feature it on the channel. All jokes aside, I don't expect that to happen, but I do live in Chicago, and soon the Bears are going to be in Indiana, which is just absolutely some bullshit. But short of that, this emulator is anything but that, so definitely check it out, go have fun with it, and if you've never played any of the Silent Scope games before, do it for me. I think they are some of the best things ever made, and I want more people to experience them. But short of that, we're done. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.